You're posting videos, following the algorithm, doing everything right, but views are stuck, motivation is fading, and you're wondering, is this really worth it? If that's you, this video isn't about tips or tactics. It's about something deeper. Today, we're not going to repeat the usual operational advice on how to reach YPP, YouTube Partner Program, fast. There are already plenty of tutorials on that. Instead, we want to offer something special, something that goes beyond just doing more. We'll be exploring insights based on a new framework by Gary Hiro, the 3D Mindful Management Model, Heart Strategy Execution. It redefines modern management and creativity by recognizing that there are actually three critical levels. Operational level, the how-to, the most talked about online. Strategic level, your system and structure. Spiritual, inner mind level, your mindset, emotions, and clarity. Most creators only focus on the first, but the real transformation comes from the top two layers, your structure, your spirit. In this video, we'll explore practical, down-to-earth insights drawn from both Zen wisdom and this new management philosophy to help creators like you break through creative blocks, stay grounded, and rediscover flow. In a world driven by deadlines, KPIs, and constant execution, have you ever wondered, why do some teams burn out even when they're doing everything right? Or why your strategy looks perfect on paper, but still feels disconnected? What if the missing piece isn't in your workflow, or even your strategy, but in something deeper, within? Introducing the 3 dimensions of true management, a mind-centered model for sustainable leadership and creative execution. Let's explore what this model is really about. Dimension 1, operational level, the surface layer. This is where most management begins. Tasks, timelines, tools, SOPs, efficiency, execution, metrics. It's essential, but by itself, it's like a well-oiled machine with no soul. It moves but doesn't inspire. Dimension 2, strategic level, the structural layer. Here we talk about the bigger picture, long-term goals, positioning, competitive advantage. Think OKRs, strategy decks, resource plans. But even the best strategies fall flat when the people behind them feel unclear, disconnected, or misaligned. That's why there's a third dimension. The foundational layer. This is the most often ignored yet most powerful layer. It focuses on something deeper. Inner clarity, emotional alignment, purpose, presence. It's not fluff, it's the foundation. Because when a leader knows why they act, and a team shares trust, awareness, and shared intention, strategy becomes natural. Execution flows effortlessly. This level goes beyond mindset and strategy. It touches the source of clarity, vision, and resilience, the inner self. A powerful real-world example comes from Japan's legendary business figure, Konosuke Matsushita, often called the God of Management. At the age of 95, he said in an interview, "There are countless people more talented than me in the world. One key reason I succeeded was my understanding of Zen." Japanese Zen scholars have summarized his philosophy as, without understanding Zen, life feels flat. Without grasping Zen insight, great achievements remain out of reach. From a small workshop to a global enterprise, Panasonic's growth was deeply rooted in Zen principles, a testament to how spiritual insight can lay the foundation for long-term success. Why this model matters. Burnout, creative block, team friction. Most of these don't stem from bad plans. They stem from internal misalignment, ego tension, or a lack of deep connection to purpose. This model reconnects the dots between structure and soul, between tasks and truth. This framework is influenced by Eastern philosophy, especially the Zen teaching of Ji Guan. First, still the mind, then see clearly. In modern terms, pause, realign, then act. Cultural relevance. There's a growing appreciation for Zen and mindfulness within Western creative and business circles. Many leading companies, including major tech firms, now incorporate mindfulness and meditation into employee development programs. Visionaries like Steve Jobs, a dedicated student of Zen, credited these practices for sharpening his focus, emotional clarity, and even influencing product design and creative insight. For today's creators, especially YouTubers, Zen offers not just calm, but a transformative way to see, think, and create. What happens when all three dimensions align? You get leadership with integrity, strategy with soul, execution with energy. You get a sustainable path to performance, not just productivity. Model variance. You may also hear this model referred to as the 3D mindful management model, heart strategy execution, the Zen-infused management trinity, but the essence remains the same. True management begins, not with tools, but with the mind and heart behind them. If you're leading a team, building a brand, or creating from the heart, don't just manage, align from within. The three dimensions of true management, where clarity leads and execution follows. Many people today know about mindfulness, being present, focused, emotionally resilient, and yes, it helps with creativity. But did you know? Steve Jobs was deeply influenced by Zen Buddhism. He didn't just practice mindfulness, he drew creative inspiration from deeper Zen wisdom in minimal design, intuitive thinking, and product vision. So here's the question. As YouTubers, creators of modern video products, what can Zen offer us beyond calmness? The answer lies in the deeper structure we explored earlier. Not just the strategic level, how you position and plan your channel, but especially the spiritual or inner mind level, your awareness, intention, and emotional clarity as a creator. From this foundation come 9 practical insights, rooted in Zen wisdom, to help you break through creative blocks with deeper clarity and sustainable energy. Let's begin. 1. Look inward. You are already enough. Not sure which niche to choose for your channel? Wondering what kind of videos will finally work? Zen teaches, all beings have Buddha nature. You are already complete. You don't need to chase trends, copy others, or shock the algorithm. The truth is, your voice, your experience, your curiosity, they're already your greatest assets. Start from within. Ask yourself, what do I love? What have I lived through? What knowledge or perspective do I uniquely carry? Real growth on YouTube doesn't come from imitating others. It comes from becoming more deeply yourself. The more aligned your content is with your true self, the more sustainable, enjoyable, and impactful your creative journey will be. 2. Stillness before insight. When your views stall, when your strategy feels scattered, when creativity dries up, Zen reminds us, stillness and insight are not two. Don't rush. Don't panic. Pause. Breathe. Step back. Let the noise settle. Insight comes after stillness. Direction emerges when the waters of the mind are calm. Meditate. Be alone with your thoughts, or listen to creators who've walked this path. Learn from their clarity, then return to your own channel with new vision. Just as Zen teaches, Zhe, then Guan, calm the heart, the insight will follow. 3. Let go of the past, create from the present. Missed a trend? Regretting what others seem to have achieved? Zen says, do not cling to appearances. Let the mind arise from nowhere and dwell nowhere. Your power is not in what you missed, it's in what you have right now. Your current skills, your current interests, your current tools, they are enough to begin. Don't chase after others. Don't get trapped in past failures or future fears. Just start, one step a day from where you are. Align with your present momentum. Move with the flow of your own life. Success is not about speed. It's about direction, taken steadily from the present moment. 4. Listen to others, but follow your own heart. Should you show your face? Post daily? Avoid AI tools? These are valid questions, but don't get trapped in them. Zen teaches, if you see all appearances as non-appearances, you see the true nature. In other words, many rules are just illusions. Advice is helpful, yes. Learn widely. Stay open. But don't lose your own voice. This is your path, your rhythm, your way of creating. In Zen, wisdom arises when we let go of rigid views. Poji Chenghui, break attachment and wisdom flows. So, observe, reflect, but ultimately create from your own knowing. 5. Daily practice is the real path. Zen monks say, a day without work is a day without food. YouTube's algorithm agrees. It rewards consistency. But this isn't about pressure. It's about rhythm, not grinding, but showing up, not perfection, but presence. Daily uploads aren't mandatory, but daily practice is essential. In Zen, growth comes from the ordinary, repeated with heart. Your routine is your dojo. Every script, every edit, part of your path. Create with sincerity and let time do the rest. 6. Insight is only the beginning. One day it clicks. This is it. I finally understand what my YouTube audience wants. You feel inspired, aligned, and ready, as if a third eye has suddenly opened. But Zen gently reminds us, awakening is the start, not the end. In Zen, this is known as practice after enlightenment,悟后起修. The moment of insight is powerful, but it's only a doorway. What matters is what you do next, how you refine, deepen, and embody that insight over time. Now let's talk about the real third eye, the one you need as a creator. You've probably heard popular sayings about the third eye: increased intuition, sensitivity to energy, vivid dreams, even tingling between the eyebrows. These ideas float widely in Western media, often tied to mysticism or psychic abilities. But let's be clear, modern neuroscience does not support these claims. There's no evidence that the pineal gland gives you psychic powers. No scientific basis confirms that these symptoms reflect any measurable brain awakening. So what is the third eye, really? In Zen, the third eye isn't magical. It's a metaphor for awakened perception, the ability to see clearly through the illusions of ego, identity, and mental noise. It's the mind that is, present, grounded, not swayed by fear, attachment, or distraction. And this level of clarity can be trained. Through mindfulness, meditation, and disciplined attention, you develop what might be called a scientific third eye, a sharpened mental faculty that lets you observe without bias, create without clinging, and lead your content with presence and authenticity. Practical level. Build the path with discipline. Understanding what works is just the first step. The real transformation comes when you shape it into habit. Through consistency, creative discipline, and aligned action. Insight is the spark. Discipline is the fire. From here, you're no longer wandering. You're walking your true path, step by step, with presence and purpose. Inner mind level, from ego to essence. Real Zen practice isn't just about having great ideas. It's about clearing away false identities, seeing beyond the ego, and returning to your natural essence. This requires time, stillness, and sincere awareness. But the reward is profound. Creative freedom that's no longer tied to fear, pressure, or the need for external validation. Zen points to a transformation that goes deeper than insight. Through meditation and presence, you gradually enter a state of inner quiet, not empty, but vividly clear. This clarity arises when the monkey mind settles and the surface noise fades. Ancient Indian sages describe this ultimate state as sahaja samadhi, a spontaneous, effortless union with your true self in the greater cosmos. On the outside, you may appear unchanged, but within, the mind becomes transparent, still, and radically awake. You respond not from memory or overthinking, but from what Zen calls your original nature. As the Buddha said about Shariputra's wisdom, like an empty drum, strike it hard, it roars, tap it lightly, it echoes, leave it be, and it rests. This is the spontaneous intelligence of a quiet mind, ready, precise, and unshaken. The ongoing journey. Whether you're operating at the surface or diving into the depths, one truth remains. Your third eye has opened, but now the real journey begins. Don't stop at insight. Build it, deepen it, refine it. This is how creativity becomes a way of being, not just a practice, but a presence. 7. Everyday actions are your training ground. In Zen, even walking, eating, or sweeping can be acts of meditation. As a YouTuber, recording, editing, writing, these are your daily forms of practice. The work is not separate from the path. The work is the path. Stay present. Don't let views, likes, or comments shake your heart. Decide with clarity, like a blade cutting through fog. Act with steadiness, like a mountain unmoved by the wind. YouTube can be your spiritual training, one video at a time. 8. Let go of obsession. Unlock creativity. You want views, you want growth, you want success, but the more you chase it, the harder it becomes. Zen teaches, let go of attachment to outcomes. Harvard research confirms. When your brain stops obsessing over rewards, your creativity can increase by over 40%. Why? Because true ideas don't come from pressure, they come from freedom. Just like in quantum physics, the more you try to observe the result, the more you change it. Creativity flows not from control, but from trust. How do you find real creative inspiration for your videos? We'll explore that deeply later in this video. Stillness before insight, why ideas arrive when you least expect them. 9. Deep focus equals modern samadhi. In Zen, monks reach samadhi, a state of deep, effortless concentration. YouTubers can reach this too, forgetting time, skipping meals, fully absorbed in editing, scripting, creating. Einstein called it sacred curiosity. Brain science now confirms this creative flow state happens when the default mode network and salience network harmonize. Just like in deep meditation, your videos aren't just content, they're your practice, your path to mental clarity and awakening. Zen for modern creators. You don't need to chase every trend. You don't need to be everything to everyone. You just need to return to your center. Think clearly, act with consistency, stay connected to your truth. Zen isn't just ancient wisdom, it's a living guide for creators navigating the noise of today. A little daily effort, and even the algorithm will start to notice you. You don't need clickbait, you don't need a perfect persona. What truly breaks the plateau is not a growth hack, but inner steadiness. Zen can make you a better creator and a freer, clearer human being. Have you ever noticed your best ideas seem to strike while you're walking, showering, even in the bathroom? But when you're sitting at your desk, forcing yourself to think, your mind draws a blank? This isn't a coincidence. Zen has long whispered the secret to creativity. First, be still, then observe. In Zen, stopping means quieting the restless mind, letting go of goals and attachments, and returning to inner stillness. Observing follows, a deeper intuitive seeing that arises naturally after the mind settles. It's not about trying to think, it's about truly seeing. Modern neuroscience echoes this ancient wisdom. When we meditate, space out, or become fully present, our brain doesn't shut down. It shifts into a more efficient mode of integration. Research shows that creativity often emerges from the dynamic interplay between the default mode network, DMN, active during daydreaming and idea generation, and the central executive network, CEN, engaged when we focus, plan, and refine ideas. When relaxed and open, the DMN sparks divergent thoughts and inspiration. When focused and structured, the CEN helps shape and execute those ideas. Other regions like the insula and limbic system also support intuitive decision-making and sudden insights. Zen practices like Jiguan, stillness and observation, help us release inner noise and rigid thinking. so we can fluidly shift between these brain modes, unlocking deeper creativity and insight. In short, creativity doesn't come when you force it. It arrives when you stop trying. Let go to let flow. Zen speaks of mental fasting, the practice of temporarily letting go of attachments to goals, judgments, and desires. It's not about passivity, it's about clearing the mental noise. When the mind stops chasing rewards and overanalyzing, it regains clarity. Harvard research shows when people stop obsessing over outcomes, their creativity can increase by over 40%. Why? Because creativity doesn't thrive under pressure. It flows best in states of freedom and spacious awareness, like a master placing a move in go or an artist receiving a sudden vision. True insight doesn't arrive through step-by-step logic. It appears all at once from a deeper place. Zen calls this nonlinear knowing. Modern science might call it distributed cognition, but the key is the same. Let go, and the real ideas will come. Steve Jobs once famously said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." Beyond curiosity, he was hinting at the power of an undefined state of mind. During iPad development, Jobs often turned to meditation to empty his mind. He ultimately rejected the industry-standard keyboard plus stylus model, choosing instead the intuitive simplicity of the human finger. This was not deduction, it was vision, born of stillness and deep intuition. Creativity as a superposition. Quantum physics offers a beautiful parallel, the observer effect. The more you try to measure a particle's state, the more you disrupt it. Creativity is the same. The more you try to control or force it, the more it eludes you. The best ideas emerge not from effort, but from a clear mind that gently reflects what's already present. Don't rush to do something. Zen reminds us, first be still, then observe. Stillness clears emotions and mental noise. Observation allows you to re-examine the landscape, spot patterns, and refine your direction. Right direction leads to effective action. A restless mind blocks clarity. A wrong path wastes effort. From Jobs' meditation, to Zen's Jiguan, to psychology's goal release, to neuroscience's DMN activation, they all point to the same truth. Real inspiration arises the moment you're willing to let go. So if you're feeling stuck, lost, or burned out, pause, still the mind, then observe. Clearing your inner world is the first step to reawakening your creative power. You don't need to chase trends or force your voice. True breakthroughs come not from technique, but from a clear and grounded heart. Zen wisdom helps you become not just a better creator, but a calmer, freer, and more powerful version of yourself. And finally, if you enjoy this blend of Zen wisdom and modern creativity, subscribe to our channel. We'll continue exploring the deep connections between ancient insights and the science of the mind. May these ideas empower your journey. People often say everyone has an unfair advantage, so why not gain one more? Imagine a mind that's sharper, calmer, and more powerful than ever. A mind that cuts through illusions, remains steady in chaos, and taps into a wisdom beyond words. Zen and Taoism call it the Tao Heart, the essential mind. The key? Zen meditation and sudden enlightenment. Satori. What if the greatest advantage in life isn't something external, but something already within you, just waiting to be unlocked? When you put on 3D glasses and watch a movie, you feel completely immersed. A sudden jump scare makes your heart race until you realize the screen is actually flat. You take off the glasses, and in that instant, you see through the illusion. The images were never real. They were just projections. At that moment, you return to your true heart. Now, have you ever considered that real-life fears, setbacks, and struggles might be just like that 3D movie? That all the so-called reality you experience is, at its core, no different. just mental constructs? And if you could see through this, wouldn't you instantly return to your true heart as well? That true heart is exactly what Zen and Taoism call the Tao Heart. And once you awaken to it, it could become your greatest unfair advantage. This idea isn't just found in Zen teachings. Modern quantum physics, theoretical physics, and psychology all offer perspectives that align with it. If, through meditation, you deeply grasp this truth, if you can see past these constructs and recognize your original heart beyond them, this is what Zen calls awakening. Meditation, beyond its well-known benefits, holds a profound purpose. The direct experience of this realization. Your true heart is already free. Why make unnecessary efforts? If you're carrying a mental burden, an unresolved emotion, or lingering worries, how do you release them? Do you confide in a friend, seek counseling, or keep them bottled up? Over 1,100 years ago, during the Tang Dynasty, Zen master Daowu posed a similar question to his disciples. On the day of his passing, he gathered them and asked, "There is something troubling my mind, and it has plagued me for a long time. Who can remove it for me?" His disciple, Master Qingzhu, stepped forward and said, "Both mind and thing are illusions. Trying to remove them only deepens the affliction." Hearing this, Master Daowu was overjoyed. "Excellent, excellent." Master Qingzhu understood something profound. When we try to rid ourselves of mental knots by fighting them, we often make things worse. Instead, we must see clearly. The troubled mind and the problem itself are mere projections, constructs of thought. Once you realize this, the struggle disappears. The mental knot and even the restless mind itself were never real to begin with, just fleeting illusions. This is the wisdom of Zen. When you break free from mental constructs, suffering dissolves on its own. The Tao Heart of Ziqing. Imagine you have a crucial task ahead, something challenging, something that demands precision, creativity, or improvisation. Have you ever wondered how to ensure success? How to stay composed, energized, and fully present while carrying it out? This isn't just about resilience, it's about mental mastery. Over 2,500 years ago, during China's spring and autumn period, a master carpenter named Ziqing had already unlocked this secret. Ziqing was renowned for crafting wooden chime bell frames, each piece an exquisite masterpiece, seemingly divine in its precision. His craftsmanship was so extraordinary that the ruler of Lu summoned him to the palace and asked, "Master Ziqing, your skill is beyond this world. What is your secret?" With humility, Ziqing replied, "I am merely a carpenter. There is no secret. But before I carve, I follow a strict ritual. I must first purify my mind. I enter a fast, not of the body, but of the spirit." He continued, "For 7 days I fast my mind. By the 3rd day I let go of thoughts of reward and recognition. By the 5th day, praise and criticism no longer concern me. By the 7th day, I forget myself entirely, my body, my limbs. Only then, when my mind is utterly still, do I enter the mountains to find the right wood. At that moment, the perfect timber reveals itself to me, as if the finished frame is already hidden within it. With just a few cuts, it takes shape effortlessly, almost as if nature itself had crafted it. This practice, known as Xinjai, or spiritual fasting, has existed for over 2,500 years in Taoist teachings. It's the art of emptying the mind. Just as one might abstain from heavy food, one refrains from distractions, desires, and external noise. Through this, one attains the Tao Heart, a state of absolute clarity and flow. Taoist philosopher Zhuangzi recorded the story of Ziqing as an illustration of this principle. And this isn't just ancient wisdom. Modern visionaries like Steve Jobs followed the same path. Just like the master carver, Jobs would strip away all distractions, immersing himself completely, allowing brilliance to emerge naturally. Spiritual fasting and daily mastery. The Tao Heart can be cultivated through spiritual fasting, or Xinling Jai, a practice distinct from physical fasting. Physical fasting benefits the body. Spiritual fasting purifies the mind. While meditation is a well-known method, movement itself can also be meditative. Walking meditation is widely practiced, but I propose that jogging meditation is just as powerful. With deep and continuous practice of spiritual fasting, even daily work can become a form of meditation, where focus is effortless, obstacles dissolve, and every action flows seamlessly. This is the highest state of mastery, one where life itself becomes an art. Now, if you scroll down to the comment section, you'll see something interesting unfold. I've dropped a little Zen riddle down there. Feel free to jump in, reflect, or even share your own insights. Let's turn the comment section into a peaceful little temple of thought. Ancient Zen wisdom. A time capsule. Across Eastern countries, ancient Zen wisdom is preserved in numerous time capsules, Buddhist grottos, temples, and sacred texts. The insights are already there, waiting to be rediscovered. However, if one lacks any awareness of the concept of the Tao Heart in Zen, they may miss the higher levels of meditation. Balancing practice with a deeper understanding of spiritual teachings can unlock greater mental benefits. Integrating subtle spiritual elements into mindfulness meditation can enrich the experience. In our videos, we explore these deeper dimensions of mindfulness in an accessible and gradual way with some historical Zen stories, making it easy to incorporate into daily life. Our statement will be deep, insightful, and well-connected to modern physics thought. It would be a solid Zen philosophical discussion. The power of ancient wisdom, mindfulness, Zen, and the essential true mind. Mindfulness, profound wisdom, spiritual fasting, Zen teachings, Wang Yangming's philosophy, meditation, and the Tao Heart, or essential true mind. These ancient wisdom traditions share a common thread. Their greatest benefit lies in the inner transformation they provide. Once a person undergoes this internal refinement or reaches a state of enlightenment, they gain the ability to either benefit the world when in a position of influence or cultivate personal integrity and resilience in adversity. This wisdom allows one to advance when conditions are favorable and retreat when necessary. Retreat, cultivating inner strength in adversity. When external circumstances are unfavorable, whether due to a lack of opportunities, a mundane life, or personal setbacks, these inner practices enhance focus, improve emotional regulation, and alleviate suffering. They help individuals avoid the negative psychological impact of adversity, fostering a mindset that promotes positive thinking and resilience. This in turn enhances emotional intelligence, cognitive ability, and overall quality of life. This practical application of mindfulness is widely recognized and embraced in the modern West. Furthermore, Zen's emphasis on compassion and wisdom encourages individuals to help others and contribute to society, strengthening interpersonal relationships and nurturing a compassionate heart. Advance. Inner cultivation leads to outer success. Spiritual practice not only fosters inner peace, but also drives external achievements. Take Steve Jobs, for example. His study of Zen and mindfulness not only refined his spiritual awareness, but also allowed him to trust his intuitive creativity without relying on complex market research, leading to the development of revolutionary products. Similarly, the renowned Japanese entrepreneur Kazuo Inamori was deeply influenced by Zen. He famously stated, "Work is a form of spiritual practice." His 6 principles of success closely align with the Zen concept of 6 paramitas, perfections. Inamori's philosophy of work as meditation is rooted in the teachings of Suzuki Shosen, who believed that all professions could be a form of Buddhist practice, and Ishida Bagan, the founder of Shingaku, heart learning, which itself was influenced by Wang Yangming's philosophy. Ancient texts also reflect this principle. In Zhuangzi's writings, the legendary craftsman Zi Qing mastered his art through spiritual fasting, a deep meditative state, allowing him to become a master of woodcraft at a national level. Wang Yangming attained enlightenment and discovered the luminous mind. Japanese Admiral Togo Heihachiro, influenced by Wang Yangming's teachings, achieved victory in numerous battles. While Zen masters throughout history may not have directly contributed to military victories or technological innovations, they have guided countless individuals in moments of profound confusion and crisis, helping them realign their lives and even achieve greatness. This spiritual guidance has had an immeasurable and lasting impact on human civilization. Zen's influence on Wang Yangming's philosophy. Wang Yangming's philosophy was undoubtedly influenced by Zen Buddhism, as many of its key concepts align with Zen thought. Many scholars recognize that Yangming's mind as principle resonates deeply with Zen's mind as Buddha. This resemblance contributed to its rapid spread in Japan, where Zen Buddhism was deeply ingrained in the culture. However, Wang Yangming's philosophy belongs to Neo-Confucianism and is considered more practical and accessible than Japanese Zen, which contributed to its widespread adoption. Meditation and the path to enlightenment. At the heart of Zen practice lie two fundamental principles: stopping and seeing. Stopping means letting go, releasing attachments, quieting distractions, and allowing the mind to settle. Seeing is the deep insight that arises when the mind is still and clear. Through dedicated meditation, practitioners enter a state called samadhi, deep concentration that transcends physical and mental barriers, revealing reality with profound clarity. This isn't just about relaxation, it's about awakening to the true nature of existence. The Heart Sutra, one of Buddhism's most profound teachings, captures this realization. When Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva was practicing deep meditation, he perceived that all phenomena are empty, thus transcending all suffering. This insight, seeing that all thoughts, perceptions, and even material reality are fleeting and impermanent, is the key to liberation. By understanding the illusion of separation, one frees the mind from suffering and enters a state of profound peace. Mastering the mind, mastering life. Whether explored through Zen, Taoism, Hinduism, modern physics, or mindful meditation, the ultimate goal remains the same: to attain clarity of mind, realize one's true nature, and uncover the fundamental truth of existence. As Buddhist teachings say, there are many paths to enlightenment, but all lead to the same destination. True meditation is not an escape from reality, but a direct path to supreme wisdom, a clarity that allows one to see things as they truly are. By stilling the mind and transcending subconscious barriers, one dissolves the illusion of separation, awakening to the oneness of all things. This leads to what can be called double enlightenment, a fusion of deep spiritual awakening and an understanding of the universe's fundamental nature. As Zen teaches, the true practitioner is always in meditation, never out of it. Walking, sitting, speaking, or in silence, one remains centered, fully present, and at peace. At its highest level, this state is described as oneness with the universe in Taoism and Brahman-Atman unity in Hinduism. Here, clarity and serenity become unshakable, dissolving fear, doubt, and worry. A continuous, radiant joy emerges, not from external conditions, but from within. Through mindfulness, meditation, and the art of Shinjai, emptying the mind, one learns to stay in this awakened state. This is not only the key to spiritual fulfillment, but also the foundation for mastery in all aspects of life. Just as Zi Qing found transcendence through woodworking and Steve Jobs channeled Zen into his innovations, mastering the mind is the key to mastering reality itself. In the end, the journey beyond the self is the journey home, to boundless clarity, to deep peace, to true happiness. The 4 stages of Zen meditation. Ancient Buddhist teachings describe 4 progressive levels of deep meditation. First jhana. The practitioner enters a state of deep concentration, where the breath steadies and stillness takes root. Second jhana. Discursive thoughts fade away, replaced by an effortless inner joy that arises naturally. Third jhana. Even joy dissolves, leaving behind an even deeper state of tranquility and unwavering contentment. Fourth jhana. The mind reaches absolute stillness, free from disturbances, free from attachments, resting in perfect equanimity. At this level, one experiences true presence, unshaken by external forces. It is here, in the depths of stillness, that awakening unfolds. The concept of Tao in Zen Buddhism. In Zen Buddhism, Tao represents the fundamental order of the universe, the seamless, interconnected flow of all things. Like its interpretation in Taoism, it cannot be fully grasped by the intellect. Instead, it must be experienced directly through deep meditation. Zen does not seek to control life, but to align with its natural rhythm, moving in harmony with the way things are. Key aspects of Tao in Zen Buddhism. Beyond words, just as in Taoism, Tao is considered ineffable, beyond the reach of language. No explanation can replace direct experience. As the saying goes, no matter how much one studies swimming theory, one cannot swim without actually getting into the water. However, modern physics offers a fresh perspective. While ancient Zen sages lacked a precise language to describe the nature of reality, contemporary physicists have something they did not: mathematical equations. These equations serve as a new language, helping us articulate truths about the universe that once seemed beyond words. Non-duality. The Tao transcends the illusion of separation between subject and object, self and other. Instead, all things are seen as part of a unified whole, seamlessly connected in an infinite dance of existence. Living in alignment, Zen practice is about tuning into the Tao, cultivating awareness and acting spontaneously in harmony with life's natural flow. The more we align with this effortless way of being, the less resistance we encounter, and the more clarity we gain. The influence of Taoism. When Buddhism spread to China, it absorbed many Taoist concepts, including the idea of Tao as an organic, effortless state of existence. This fusion shaped what we now recognize as Zen, a philosophy deeply rooted in both Buddhist wisdom and Taoist naturalism. How to approach the understanding of Tao. Meditation and spiritual fasting. Deep meditation clears the mind, allowing practitioners to directly experience the Tao. Again, the same wisdom applies. No matter how much one studies swimming theory, one cannot swim without actually getting into the water. Observing nature. The patterns of the universe reveal themselves through nature. By simply observing the effortless flow of a river or the way leaves move with the wind, one can glimpse the harmony of Tao in action. Insights from modern physics. Unlike ancient sages, we now have scientific evidence confirming the deep interconnectedness of all things. Quantum physics, relativity, and the study of energy fields provide new ways to understand the fundamental unity of existence, bringing us closer than ever to grasping what Zen masters have taught for centuries. Living the teachings. Ultimately, understanding Tao is not about theory, it's about practice. By immersing ourselves in Zen philosophy, mindfulness, and daily reflection, we gradually cultivate an intuitive grasp of this universal flow. True mastery, like any skill, comes not from intellectual study, but from lived experience.